You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That's the sound of happiness and freedom. Right now, I had my first day off, starting as from tonight. You are joining the motherfucking heel hook with myself, Ash, and my dear friend Eddie. How do, sir?
What the fuck is up? Yeah, my boy. If you guys can tell, my boy's enjoying some Jack Daniel's Tennessee cider, some good old American alcohol. I love that. Meanwhile, I'm enjoying some fucking hardcore ass H2O in my training camp bottle. Okay, because I can't drink while I'm trying to cut weight. So
I'll just drink 3 or 4 of these for you, brother.
All right, you know what? Fine. I am gonna get tanked the night after I have to cut weight. I'm like, whoo, time to get tanked.
Oh fuck yeah, brother! It's just one of those things. I bought these yesterday, and then I had work again today, so I was just kind of like, fuck it.
I hear you, bro.
So tonight will be a case of watching some old MMA fights whilst I'm probably playing on the PS4. So it's all good.
You know what's funny? Every time I log on a PS4, like there's always 3 people on there. My boy Mike Reyes, I think you met him on the 24-hour Twitch. You and fucking Tony from Cage Side Press. He's usually on there too. All 3 of you. And a lot of the times, all 3 of you are playing NBA 2K, but all separately. Like you're in my career, someone else is in a fucking quick game, somebody else is in like my Pro Street or Pro Am, whatever the fuck. It's always really interesting. Then I usually jump on my career for like a couple games, and honestly, I can't play too long before I get like not bored, but I'm like, eh.
I think the thing is though is when like you play it solo, like you're not as invested. So I think like when the new one comes around, like we've already spoke about this prior, we start doing the recruiting, the team heel hook. We'll be running through these bitches, team heel all day, every day. So
do this shit, boy.
Trying to catch ankles with them ankle breakers, bro. So.
Hey, fuck it, man. I tell you what, I'm a stretch 4, so I'm ready to go.
I don't know what I'm gonna play with next year. I still want to see how 2K lays out its archetypes. So I'm hoping that they kind of modify them a little bit so there's a bit more freedom. Because like it's all good and well being like a certain kind of style, like a playmaker, but it kind of sucks that like if you're really nice with 3-pointers, and there is 3-point shooters that are slick with the ball as well, like how come you can't be a good 3-point shooter and an ankle breaker? Like
I don't know. It's weird. It has to have something to do with they're trying to make it fair, realistic. Yeah. Like for example, Kevin Love for the Cavaliers can shoot threes all day. Couldn't break an ankle if he tried. His own ankles even. So fucking that's kind of what it is. It's not realistic. I mean, only guy that has a good 3-point shot and can break ankles too. I mean, LeBron's got a decent shot. Kobe had a good 3-point shot for the most part. He could break your ankles. Kyrie Irving's got a good 3-point shot. He can murder ankles. Yeah, okay, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, but not like a big. Anyone over like 6'4", 6'5", maybe, depending on how good John Wall is at shooting threes right now. Usually anyone over 6'5" has trouble being both. You're either one or the other.
It's just like a look at, say, for example, like in my opinion anyway, I think LeBron's kind of suffers with the 3-point shooting. But everything else he's really, really good with. Like even the defending, like his like box to box, insane.
And I'm not gonna say he's an underrated defender because he's not, because he is regarded as one of the best defenders in the game. But
exactly.
But he's a fucking. No one talks about his defense enough. They really don't. Just like with Kobe, 81 points, 60-point games or whatever the fuck it was in a row. Yeah, his defense was fucking baller when he always played D too. He was about shutting your eyes down. So yeah, it's always weird, man.
I just think that's my point. It's just like you look at, say, like I understand in 2K16 there were a lot of demigods where it was like they did a lot of like 7-foot odd, full speed, high 3-point shooting, and he was like, well, what are we doing here? You can't have 99 speed and be 7'3" and shoot 3-pointers because like everybody's gonna have the same build. But I'm really looking forward to the next 2K because I've been drilling this 2K. So,
dude, is there any like plans for UFC 3 yet? You ever heard anything?
It'll be next year. They do them every 2 years. I don't understand why, because they've not added any new fighters in a long time. They've not added any new animations in a long time, and they've not actually done any kind of DLC They haven't added anything really for the best part of 6 to 9 months.
I still think it's kind of a shit game, dude. Like, honestly, like
That's because you're shit at the game.
That might be part. Hey, look, that's mostly true, to be honest with you. I'm off on the game, but no, for real though. Like as far as like the grappling goes, it's just like okay, we do this and we do that. There's no. I would like to see some combination type of shit.
See, the only problem with that is then the other person who's defending. How are you going to make him defend the combo?
That's a good point. I don't know. You don't. Fuck him. That's gonna. But
everybody gets choked out. Everybody gets choked out.
Yeah, you just let it go. Everyone gets choked out. But yeah, dude. Fuck it. I don't know. It's I just hope it doesn't suck, dude. The first one was balls awful. Second one got a little better. I'm hoping. If they're gonna wait till next year to bring it out, it's got to be fucking good. Like they got to make it really good.
I think that the problem is though is with MMA because it's such a close net sport. I think that there's so many animations, but there's so many dire effects. So like, for example, like when you're fighting and everything like that, like how enclosed it is. If you kick a leg while somebody's standing, they've got to flip. They've got to flip. The person who gets the leg kicked whilst they've got a leg in the air has to flip. But then by the same extent, you have to chase them down. So then you have that weird glitch animation where if you notice when you kick the leg out from underneath, they flip and they land on, say, like the back of the neck. If you go to chase them down with a punch whilst they're on the floor, they do this weird Booker T spinneroonie, and then they flip around so that they're landed in full guard, and you land and punch them in the face. And it's like, that never happened. Do you know what I mean? Like,
have you seen that video, right? Is that what we're talking about? The video of the Rogan and Goldie Call UFC 2 glitches.
Oh, there's some bad glitches in that game, bro.
I've had some of those glitches already. That's why I stopped playing. I'm like, fuck this shit. Not to mention I'm awful at it. So
I don't know if
I'm not gonna bullshit
saved on my phone anymore, but I had some badass ones where one of them I was a female fighter because I decided to do a career. I did a female fighter, and for some reason her arm got stuck behind, and she started spanking the other fighter.
Oh no, that was called the EBI 12. That's what that was.
Oh yeah, well it legit. I think I was like Mystic Ash, and I predicted it in the future. I think like I was ahead of my time. But yeah, what did you think to the card this week, by the way? Like UFC Mexico City.
Man, you know what? It ended up. A lot of people were kind of like, "Oh fuck it, it's just a fight night. They're not gonna do any more cards the rest of August until September 2nd." Other than the Tuesday night fight cards, those actually ended up being pretty fucking good. You know, and look, first of all, people bitching about the Snoopcast. Let it go. Let it go. I enjoy the fuck out of Snoopcast. First of all, okay. Second of all, there's two choices, and I know there was like some kind of glitch where some people couldn't get anything but Snoopcast. Tough shit. Mute it. I don't give a fuck what you do, but quit bitching. It's annoying. No, I'm just kidding. But it's
do you really need commentary that, like, unless it's the big cards? You know, I'd be annoyed if it was like a UFC 14.
Yeah.
But do you like? I'll be honest.
You don't need commentary.
I don't listen to the commentating. 9 times out of 10, I'm too busy like looking at my phone, seeing what hilarious tweets people are putting out, and you know.
No, on like during like big pay-per-views, I like the commentary. I like Rogan and Cruz and Anik. I like that, right? Because it kind of brings part of the story. It brings a lot to the experience. Now, for those Tuesday night fights, I don't need it. Just give me the audio. Just give me the punching, the corners yelling. Give me that shit. It's not a big fight. I don't know even one of these guys. I don't give a fuck either. Just fucking, give me the ambient sound. Let's go with that. So, I don't know if that's a choice on Fight Pass or not, but it should be. Definitely should be. But as far as this weekend goes, dude, I mean, main event kind of came out the way I figured it would. Not the way I hoped it would. Came out the way I figured it would.
Bruh.
What? You thought, I thought, look, I picked Moreno, and I was hoping Moreno was going to pull it off. And, Sergio Pettis, look at that. Look, let's talk about it. First round went to Moreno. Yeah. I mean, he blitzed the shit out of Pettis.
There's a lot of scrambles.
Right. And then we learned who's better at making adjustments. Sergio fucking Pettis is better at making adjustments with his corner I think he had Duke Rufus. He had his brother was there. So a couple of the guys that I can't remember the names, but I know who they are. But Sergio was better at making adjustments, man. And he made all the ones necessary to basically take the rest of the fight. I mean, he lost first round, great. He won the rest of them.
Well,
pretty handedly.
That's what I was saying to you before about, at the end of the day, Sergio seems to have grown up as a fighter in this past few years. Well, the past few fights, should I say. And I think that was when we were doing the breakdown in the last one, I was saying to you, like, at the end of the day, this is why he was going to do so well in this fight, because he's growing. We're seeing him mature as a fighter, not necessarily just in his technique, but his ring awareness, his cage awareness, whatever you want to fucking call it. His IQ is increasing now, and that's the pivotal thing. There's some people who there's only one way they know how to throw a certain combination. That's it. That's drilled into them. They will never make the adjustment. But the greats do. The greats see the gaps that some don't. I'm not saying Sergio is going to be one of the greats or anything like that, but the evolution of your IQ when you're fighting, I think it's heavily important. And I think that was one of the key things going into that fight that I thought that was going to carry him through. Obviously, I thought that there potentially could have been a finish for Pettis prior to the fight, obviously.
Right.
But I thought he was going to be able to box the brakes off of him and beat the brakes off of him and then potentially get the finish, at some point. But, at the end of the day, I don't. The problem is with that flyweight division, and people are going to go, "Oh, this is why Demetrius isn't a draw," but it's not. If anything, this makes him a draw. He's beaten everybody in that top. You know what? Right? I'm going to put this out there, and I can see why people disagree with me and whatnot in this.
Right.
But don't you think, in a sense, there's a very similar a comparison could be made to compare Jose Aldo to Demetrius Johnson? In the concept that at one point, prior to Conor coming along, Conor got the shot, like you like to mention every podcast, got the shot off of beating Dennis Seaver. And Conor was fourth going into that. Another person who was also fourth when he got a title shot, because, he'd beaten everybody in the higher rankings, was Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt got a title shot, and he was fourth in the rankings as well. The problem is when that top three, they've all been beaten by the champion in succession, you kind of go, well, there's no one left. We kind of have to go fourth. And because the bullshit rankings that are made by the media, quote unquote media, then, we know that the person who's fourth has to get the title shot. And credit to, Demetrius for making it the same way, like Jose Aldo did it, you know what I mean? The only people, I can't remember who else was in that top three before Conor, but I know one of them was Chad Mendes, and he beat the brakes off of him. So
on short notice, I want to point that out very clearly. Short notice.
No, I'm not talking about Conor beating Chad Mendes. I was talking about Aldo.
Oh.
I was talking about Aldo.
Okay. Well, first of all, I was fucking with you. I was expecting you to come back on defensive. No. As far as the Jose Aldo Mendes fights, I mean, the first one was pretty fucking dirty, wasn't it? It was a cage grab and the knee to the head. That was fucked up. Yeah. The second one was much closer, I thought. Now, here's the thing. The difference between DJ and Aldo, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But just to make it, make the detail on it real quick. DJ has been in not trouble. We thought he was in trouble. Or it looked like he was having a hard time maybe 2-3 times at most. Maybe 2 times. And that was Tim Elliott and Ian McCall.
I was going to say the Judd Dodson one as well.
Okay, so let's say 3. Yeah, let's say 3 then, right? I mean, Jose Aldo, most of his recent fights, you're kind of holding on like, oh shit, is he going to pull this off? Other than the Frankie Edgar fight, but that was after Conor knocked him out. Exactly. But you're like, oh shit, he might be in trouble here. Is this the guy? Because Jose Aldo has this thing where he'll try. Basically, his goal is to win the first 3 rounds, and then he coasts, and that's when he gets in trouble, right? Demetrius Johnson don't do that. Demetrius Johnson's like, I'm gonna dominate all 5 rounds, and if I can finish you, I fucking will. So, yeah, but I get what you're saying though. Now, let me ask you this:
comparison of careers as far as like how they've been able to dominate their division.
Oh, sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying. I just wanted to throw a little detail on that thing. Now, let me ask you this about Sergio Pettis, because before the fight, he's all about Demetrius Johnson. Hey, give me the DJ fight. I'm ready. After the fight, he's like, oh, I got to go back and work on some shit. You know what I mean? I
think that's an intelligent fighter. Like,
very intelligent.
I'm just saying this. If he feels that there's anybody else he could be and fine tune before Demetrius, why not? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why risk? I know we always want to put, and this is the thing, we always want to push everybody to, get the title. It's all good and saying that, but if you lose, you're back at the drawing board again. You have to win 2 or 3 more fights. Look at Alexander Gustafsson. The only reason he's getting a title shot, if he does, next is because Rumble's not there.
Yeah. No, if Rumble's in the picture, he's got the next shot, guaranteed.
Exactly. If Gustafsson, say Rumble is there, he's back in the rankings. Gustafsson has 2 more fights. He fights Volkan and he fights Rumble.
He goes 1-1,
exactly.
Possibly 0-2.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So this is the point. Like at the end of the day, there's some people who will get the push because there's not the depth. There's no depth.
So, right. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's yeah, that makes sense. No, let me ask you this because I'm just thinking about this right now. With Demetrius Johnson, do you think there's in the Pettis camp? You think there's a little bit of, for example, Michael Bisping is like, I want a money fight, GSP. Tyron Woodley is like, I want a money fight, give me Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz or whoever the fuck. John Jones is like, I want to fight Brock Lesnar. You get what I'm saying? There are these money fights.
The only person who he hadn't beat though is Rumble. He went so.
Exactly. But here's what I'm saying. Like all these money fights, right? Do you think maybe the Pettis camp is like, look, let him fight Ray Borg. Maybe Ray gets lucky and finishes him, and starches him, and catches DJ and wins the fight. Or DJ does what he's supposed to do, defend that shit, break the record for most title defenses in the UFC, right? And then he goes, all right, let me get a super fight, or he moves up. And then it's a vacated title for Sergio Pettis, and you don't ever have to fight Demetrius Johnson.
No, I don't think that'd ever happen because I don't think Demetrius should relinquish the title. They'd make an interim title before they strip him.
Think so?
Yeah, come on, man. They give them interim titles out like fucking Halloween candy. Come on.
For everybody but DJ, though. I mean, it seems like that means that DJ hasn't been out for too long, though. Yeah,
I was gonna say DJ. I'm not being funny. It annoys the shit out of me, and I bring it up every time. But you look at the in between of certain fighters when they're off, and yet we don't mind giving them interim titles. Like for example, look, everybody gets on Connors, and I totally agree. You should defend the title within 12 months, or you should get stripped, and I'm all for that. Unless you're injured, then I still think you should be a little bit of leeway. But the interim title, there was never an interim title when Jose Aldo went disappearing for fucking 18 months at a time.
I think that's back when Dana White was kind of like hesitant to do that shit.
But it's still now, though. Do you know what I mean? Like no matter what,
right?
Everybody's a critic, and I totally understand that maybe they didn't do it at the time. But the point being is nobody brings up that fucking Jose Aldo in 10 years fought like 4 times.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's before. And I just read a tweet right before we went live. Let me fucking give credit where it's due because it's a source, but somebody a bunch of people are reporting it now. But let me pull it up. It's about the buys for 214. Darren Rovell. So it's Darren Rovell at Darren Rovell on Twitter. His tweet says sources current estimate for UFC 214 is 850,000 pay-per-view buys. Okay. Includes US, Canada, Australia, and digital platforms like UFC Fight Pass or UFC TV. That card should have done 1 million buys.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there's not many cards that you're going to put on without a title fight in the main event is going to do even close to that number. You know what I mean? So now you have a fight. You have John Jones against DC for the title. You have 3 title fights on one card. That card didn't do a million buys. I think the interim title thing is to put a strap on the line just to bump up those buys.
Yeah, 100%. Completely and utterly agree with you. No doubt about it. And I'm going to say something really fucked up now. But, and you know that I don't personally think this.
Right.
General consensus is the question that I'm posing. Do you think that a lot of people got turned off by the thought of seeing Tyron Woodley against Damian Maia?
Oh man!
I know. I'm not trying to pose that.
No.
As a fan of the sport, I look at it and go, "Damn! Can the explosive guy, keep away the guy who's known for just dragging people down, And on the flip side, can the other combat the other skill set? But after seeing Tyron Woodley fight in that fight against Wonderboy, the second one, if you paid money to see that fucking pay-per-view and you saw that,
kind of upset.
You're going to be angry as fuck. I would, if I was a fan, going to these events, and I was one of these ones that, really thought the first Woodley and Wonderboy fight was amazing, which it was. I think it was a great fight, the first one.
Awesome.
I'd be a bit skeptical about ever fucking purchasing a pay-per-view with Woodley on it after seeing that second fight. And it's harsh as shit to say, but
I agree. But the thing about saying about, did you really think Damian Maia what time was going to be a good fight? To me, that's a 2020 thing, right? Like hindsight, you know what I mean? Hindsight 2020. I think a lot of people say that now. I don't think a lot of people said that before.
Okay, I'll pose this question to you instead. Hear me out. Okay. I'm not going to throw the GSP thing in there.
Right.
But if Michael Bisping would have fought Tyron Woodley, because that was speculated back in May before when he had knee surgery, and then there was, well, he did have knee surgery. There's no two ways about it. So Bisping, had knee surgery to have, and he was going to do a champion versus champion. Do you think there'd have been more buys, neglecting the champion versus champion, but just Michael Bisping versus Tyron Woodley, based on that what kind of fight that would have been, as opposed to Tyron Woodley versus Damian Maia after what we've seen with those two kind of guys, like prior to seeing the fight?
So you're asking if Bisping Woodley would have done better buys?
Buys. I'm trying to think of people who Woodley could have fought. The only other people are like Nate, Nick, and Bisping. They're the only three things that you can really throw out there, other than GSP, which I think is unfair because, and I don't give a hell what anybody says, I don't think Niaz is a pay-per-view draw. I don't think Nick is a pay-per-view draw. The only person who I genuinely think out of all them is GSP. I don't even think Michael Bisping's a huge draw. I think he works very well with people who he gets put alongside.
As a main event, Bisping Woodley doesn't do much more than Maia Woodley, I think. But okay, let me take it back. It does more than Maia Woodley, obviously, but it doesn't do like crazy buys. Bisping Woodley on this card would have pushed it. Because you can say whatever you want about Tyron Woodley. Michael Bisping can fucking fight, and he does not give a shit. All right, that guy's fighting with one fucking eye. All right, one eyeball on this dude. You tell me you're not gonna tune in to watch the guy with one eyeball piece up the dude. Piece up the guy that's been fucking like bitching and complaining about being treated unfairly. But meanwhile, Michael Bisping with one fucking eye and 10 years of getting screwed over by roid heads is fucking champion and ready to throw down with whoever. I would think that would have pushed it to 1 million buys. But I thought maybe we everyone thought that this Woodley Maia fight. I think more people tuned in to watch Woodley lose than to watch Maia win, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Woodley's pissed off a lot of people with the pulling the race car and the UFC don't treat me right, even though, funny enough, all those people that hate him for that agree that all fighters should be treated better.
Yeah.
It's hypocrisy of the weirdest fucking sense. But regardless, more people tune in for that fight to watch Woodley lose than to watch Maia win. And so, first of all, the result was the other way. Second of all, the fight was god boring. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was necessarily the fighter's fault. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a striker and Maia shoots on you, you're going to sprawl 24 times and you're going to stuff 24 takedowns. You're not going to throw head kicks. You're not going to throw heavy shit to give him an opening to take you down because that's a backpack. That's a human backpack that's going to choke you out. Every guy that was aggressive against Damian Maia got choked out. Jorge Masvidal got choked out. Who got tapped out before that?
Who say that again, sir?
Jorge Masvidal got tapped out, right?
Wasn't that against Rick Stott? Or no, who?
No, Maia.
Oh, Maia. Who did Maia choke out? Carlos Condit.
Condit engages him, right?
Yeah.
Masvidal
in the first fucking round.
Yeah, Masvidal though, right? Didn't he lose?
No, Masvidal survived, but fucking yeah, he had him on his back for like the full 3 rounds.
Okay, same shit. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy who won, like, I think prior to Masvidal, I think he finished all of his opponents, like 6 or 7 of his opponents in a row by submission.
Exactly. And so if you're Tyron Woodley, you're not going to go in and throw fucking haymakers trying to give him an opening to take your ass down or to drag you to the ground or pull guard on you, which, by the way, I really wonder why Maia didn't try to pull guard more. This is coming from me. I shit on guard pullers all the time. I know. I get it.
Half guard, so it's fine. It's okay. Half guard.
That being said, why Maia didn't at least attempt it? I mean, he fucking shot for takedowns over and over again against a wrestler. Okay.
Do you think that the inflation of his eye, the swelling in his eye, had a massive reasoning why he didn't want to try and risk pulling half guards, because the intensity and the explosive power of Tyron Woodley with one eye trying to pull that half guard would have been very, very dangerous in consideration of what's coming down as you go down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In the earlier rounds, when it was clear that that he still had a chance to win a round or two, that makes sense. In the last round, it's like, come on, man, balls to the wall. You're losing this fight, and it's quite fucking obvious. I think, and obviously, I'm not in there with fucking Tyron Woodley. If I was in there with Tyron Woodley, I'd be running in circles trying to get away from this motherfucker. But I think most fighters would have been like, in hindsight, maybe he's even thinking like, maybe I should have tried something, right? But the eye for sure fuck with him though, right? Because any injury, it gives you uncertainty for anything. If you're a basketball player, oh shit, my ankle feels kind of shitty today. You're not gonna make those cuts away. You're not gonna try and cross over or do anything too crazy. You're a football player, like American football. You're a running back. Your ankle hurts. You're not gonna make the sharp cuts that you normally do. I think it fuck with his head a little bit. I'm
gonna throw this out there too as well. Did you see any? Because I saw a few people. Did you see people that was tweeting that they thought Damian Maia won that fight?
What?
Swear to my life.
Wait, time out. Did they belong to Damian Maia BJJ Academy? I think that's about the only people that would have even thought that he won that fight.
I'm just gonna. This is not what I think. And by the way, shout out to Liam Hughes when he quoted me saying, "If I was a fan." The reason why I say that is because I look at it from the outside perspective of like the average fan. When I say a fan, right, I'm talking about the mainstream crossover, the part-time fan that will come in and watch, not
the casual fan.
The casual fan. Whenever I use the term as a fan, I always use it as like a casual fan. Because obviously the hardcore heads will always buy pay-per-views. That the hardcore fans will watch any fight night. So I don't consider it the same kind of thing, because you'll watch a dog shit card because you really support the sport that we watch. But the if I was a fan thing is always in reference to casual fans, if you ever hear me say that. Back to the Damian Maia thing. The people who were saying that he won. Mm-hmm. They were saying because when he was throwing the occasional, I believe it was the left hand, because wasn't he stood in the southpaw stance?
He landed a straight left and pissed Woodley off at some point. He landed like two of those, and Woodley got mad and came forward and started talking shit for like a second.
Yeah. So there was moments that he was saying, well, Woodley was running around a lot and not really being aggressive going forward, having octagon control.
Right.
They were saying that Damian Maia was landing a few strikes and he was the aggressor and he was pressing. And they were also saying because he was attempting the takedowns and this, that, and the other. But I was like, well, if you attempt and you don't succeed, then it's not a takedown, regardless of how many times you try.
Yeah, I also feel like if I survive 4 or 5 rolls at open mat with higher belts, I should get a stripe. I'm not going to get it. The fuck does that even mean? Well, this and that and that. No, it's bullshit. Like, you can say whatever you want. Woodley won that fight. I mean, he fucking stayed on his feet. I mean, basically, it's almost like the lack of completed takedowns, or better yet, the stuffed takedowns. I think won Woodley the fight on the judges. The eyes of the judges. Yeah. Thank you. I'm so out of it. Anyway, regardless, you know what I'm saying. Like, I think the stuffed takedowns definitely helped him and win that fight. And let's be honest, Woodley landed more than Maia did. I think, pretty sure. Yeah, as far as the numbers go. That being said,
that was the lowest ever.
The lowest number of strikes in a title fight.
That's insane.
Look, Woodley can say whatever he wants, and I've read some quotes from Woodley on Twitter talking about who else is stuff 24 take. They don't talk about the stuff takedowns. They don't talk about the fact that I threw my shoulder out. Like, yeah, I get that, dude, but that record is not something you want as a champion. You don't want that on your record. You know what I mean? Now, again, people are saying, hey, listen to show things real, and I follow Woodley on Snapchat. And I've seen him do all these treatments on his shoulder, so he's probably that's a legit injury. Plus, I think he got suspended for like a long time now.
Yeah, he's got a long suspension. Yeah,
nice long suspension. So he's injured, and he probably threw that shoulder out in the first round. Totally fair. If that's true, I get the lack of strikes. You know what I mean?
It's still the record.
It's still the record, and
it doesn't make a difference. You can come up with whatever reason. I'm not going to say excuse. Any reason that you like. Still in paper, still recorded, still gonna happen. It's like that thing of like Dwayne Ludwig, like bang. He has the quickest knockout ever. Ever. Doesn't make a difference that like originally it wasn't. It was like the timing was done wrong, so it was like 3rd or 4th. And then the guy who had it, like who got KO'd by Ludwig, no matter what now, that record is there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a record you want, but you're a part of it, regardless.
Shit, dude. Fucking, who did they have? They had Jose Aldo today talking about the poly guy. No, but here's the point. Here's the problem. Here's the thing. This is a quote that I heard. I didn't read, or that I read on Twitter. This is what he said about the poly guy. Forget all the other shit. He goes, he's talking about Connor's hand power in his hands. He goes, he said something, and don't quote me exactly. Go fucking find the article. I don't know where it is. I apologize. I just saw it on Twitter. It did say where it was. I just can't remember the fucking publication that did it, or the website. But he basically said, you know, in MMA we wear 4-ounce gloves. You know, of course if he lands, he's gonna knock you out. But in boxing gloves, he doesn't have much power. And I'm like, and when I read that, I'm like, you're the dude that got knocked out in 13 seconds. You know he has power.
Yeah.
You fucking know he has power. What are we talking about? That's like one of those like foot and mouth type of fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he doesn't have that much power. Oh, isn't this you, bruh? Isn't this you right here? Getting knocked the fuck out? Here, no, you can rewind it. Go ahead and rewind it. It's cool. It's cool. No, don't worry about it. I got data. I got unlimited data. It's cool. Come on. You're watching. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck are we talking about here, dude? No, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just weird. But as far as the Woodley thing goes, it's like, yeah, least amount of strikes. And by the way, Bang Ludwig, that knockout was hilarious. I laughed when I saw that. You know what I mean? I was like, holy shit. Did he? He's not. I legit thought that they made a deal beforehand, and the guy was just like playing dead.
He's not.
And then when they tried, yeah, exactly. When they tried to wake him up, though, he was like, huh? And I'm like, oh no, he was out. Oh shit. All right, cool.
Well, speaking of really nasty knockouts, that kind of preludes me to something that I wanted to kind of bring up. I'm a big fan of this guy, but maybe it's time for Alan Jouban to kind of put it to rest, eh?
Oh man.
I told you that guy was chinny. I told you he was chinny. You didn't believe me. That guy was doing the stankiest leg I've ever seen.
That was bad, dude. No, he got caught. He got fucking caught. That was pretty shitty.
Yeah, he did. When people were saying, oh, that looked like a premature stoppage, and then they lifted him up, and he was still doing the stanky leg, I was like, yeah, this is enough now. Alan Jouban, you're 35-year-old. You're pretty as shit. Can we please just get you on UFC tonight? Like, can we just please?
Why would you want to fucking fight when you're making model money?
You know,
like, I'm sure it's not making him like super rich, but he's okay. He's not hurting.
Yeah, no, right? Like, if somebody said to me, do you want 25 grand for modeling or 25 grand to get punched in the face?
I'd be like, where's the makeup at?
With that foundation, bro.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Oh, dude, fucking dudes don't wear makeup. I'm like, dudes that get paid to take pictures do. Fuck you. You know what I mean? He's got kids.
I'm surprised how many fucking dudes who, like, even UFC fighters, when they're on them UFC Tonights, they get paid to wear makeup. They don't, no matter what you think, they're wearing makeup.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're definitely wearing makeup. So, then that being said, fucking homeboy just needs, maybe not call it, but certainly don't get in fucking, like, you know, those exchanges like that. Then we talked about Nico Price in the pre-fight. You and I talked about Nico Price, how he's a one-hitter quitter kind of guy, and I picked Jouban thinking this fight was gonna get to the ground. Nope. We didn't even get there, motherfucker! Like, I was so mad.
Oh, we did when Nico Price was on his back, ready to sink in that rear choke before the referee was like, "Nah, you don't even need to do that, bro. I've seen enough."
Yeah, it's good. We're good. Jouban's not even here right now. He got DC knocked out. That's how that was. The wobbly.
Bad. And you know what's the thing? I'm a big fan of Jouban. I think he's one of the coolest guys, and I love his commentary. I love how he breaks stuff down. I'm a big fan of him as a person. I think he's a cool dude, and he's always respectful. But I'm just like, dude, like, you don't need this in your life. You could be a commentator. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I know I get so much heat for this, but like, I'd much rather see Alan Jouban on commentary rather than Brian Stann. Brian Stann annoys the piss out of me. I can't stand him. I just don't like him. His voice annoys me. I think that the way he's condescending when he.
You want me to tell you why you don't like him? Because I can tell you why you don't like him.
I have no idea. Go on. The music.
Because he's the greatest living American, bro. That's why you don't like him.
Is it? Over Tim Kennedy?
No, that's what everyone calls him. But yes, over Tim Kennedy. First of all, yes. No, I'm just kidding.
It's country, God damn it. Every right now is fuming at you for choosing the fucking fighter over a fucking, what was it? Is he a Green Beret?
Okay, first of all, Tim Kennedy is Special Forces, the Army, U.S. Army Special Forces. Brian Stann was a Marine, so he was military as well.
I didn't know he was military.
Oh yeah, he's a Marine. or he already retired obviously, but he was a Marine. But no, he's the reason I say this because that's what John Anik always says when they come on. It's me, I'm John Anik, and with me, the greatest living American, Brian Stan. And it's like that kind of thing, and of course it's going to come off. I've actually spoken to people that obviously aren't American. They were like, I hate that guy. It's like, why? I don't even know. I just hate that guy. I'm like, is it because they call him the greatest living American? In America, no. And America, unfortunately, right now has like the reputation of being buttholes and like full of themselves and shit. They're like, that's exactly why. Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm like, no, Bryce's a great dude.
It's nothing to even do with that. Like, I just genuinely just don't enjoy his commentary. I don't enjoy.
And that's fair. That's totally fair. The commentary thing is totally fair.
You know what? I'm going to say this as well. I said this on Twitter. I'm throwing this out there. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can hate me for as much as I want. You know what I'm going to say already.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Todd Grisham is just as annoying as Mike Goldberg is. You're only hating because he came from WWE. Fuck all.
Todd Grisham is so much worse.
No, he's not. He's not.
Dude.
He's not, though. He's not. The only reason you're saying that, right, is, and this is the thing, and I get it. I'm gonna lay this out. I'm gonna put this out to you.
Okay.
Mike Goldberg is like, you know that annoying uncle you have, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, everybody has an annoying uncle. You get used to it. You get used to it. You know, you're like, cool, he's the annoying uncle. I don't mind that Mike Goldberg's the annoying uncle. That's cool. He's just annoying. He talks shit sometimes. He gets things wrong. He's just a fucking stupid uncle over there. That's fine. Todd Grisham is like the family friend. Like, he comes along and you're like, oh, why do I have to put up with him? He's not even family. But he's just annoying as the annoying uncle. But you can't put up with him because he's not family. He didn't come from the same place as Uncle fucking Goldberg did. And y'all hating on fucking Todd Grisham because he came from WWE, even though he did commentating for Glory, and you know, he was good at Glory. Like, everybody's just trying to jump and hate on Todd Grisham because he's not Mike Goldberg, because we've known him for so long. But they're not even pushing him to be the next Goldberg. They barely even have him on Fight Night. So it's like, chill out, man. Give the guy some fucking slack. Like, he's just doing a job. He's not the worst commentator we've ever had. Let's be sure of that. Like, we had Randy Couture and Eddie Bravo for fuck's sake.
Okay, first of all, and you can go back on my Twitter if you really give a shit enough to do it. You can go back. When they hired him, I was actually kind of encouraged. I was like, all right, hey, I'm not mad at Todd Grisham getting hired. I mean, he was at WWE, he was at ESPN, now he's coming to MMA, and I knew about the Glory kickboxing thing, so I'm like, okay, maybe he has some know-how. Maybe he has some knowledge about it. He's fucked up. I mean, Alexis Grasso repeatedly, bruh. It's in the paper in front of you, you fuck.
Bro, you
down. No, time out. No. This isn't Michael. Michael Bisping's not a one. Michael Bisping knows how to say Alexa Grasso. He knows her name.
In California.
Regardless, he knows, right? Okay? Michael Bisping with one freaking eye can read Alexa Grasso on a piece of paper for you tonight. Todd Grisham with two can't fucking say Alexa or Alexis Grasso. I'm like, bruh. First of all, by the way, when he said, I caught it when he said Alexis Grasso. You know what my brain completed it as? My brain, when he said Alexis, I thought Texas, the fucking porn star. That's legit where my brain went. And then Alexa Grasso's fine ass got in there to fight, and I was like, yep, not mad at that
I'll
either.
say this to you. I'm challenging you right now to look at how many mistakes Mike Goldberg made in his first, say, 12 months. And I bet you I think it's about 70 times more than what fucking Todd Grisham will do.
More?
Yeah, of course more.
I've shit on both guys pretty equally, I believe. I believe I've been fair about it.
I just think that poor fucking Todd Grisham, he's just coming through. He's even on Fight Nights. It's not like he's even on UFC, whatever number, and they're really pushing him to be alongside Joe Rogan. They're not even pushing him. And the guy gets shit on every show. Like, Mike Goldberg was fucking up main events on main cards with like the biggest stars ever, calling Kimura's like arm bars and fucking, I don't know, calling it a left hook when it's like an uppercut. It's like, oh, bro, like, come on.
Yeah, dude, like, I don't know. First of all, did you see fucking Mike Goldberg? I don't know where he put it. I think I'm pretty sure he put it on Twitter. But he put this video up after the John Jones DC knockout. It was a video of him watching the fight somewhere. I think it looked like a Tilted Kilt or something, which is it was a restaurant bar in Arizona. Because Goldie lives in Arizona. Most people probably know that. But he lives here I think in Chandler. Anyway, Goldberg had a video of himself going, and what was it? It is all over. No, he did the oh fuck. What is one of those quotes that he does? Not that it's all over. It's the other one. Like one of like 4 that he has. Like, it is all over. That's not it.
What the fuck was that?
Hold up. It's like some bullshit. Hold up. Time out. Let me fucking find it.
This is how much we care about Mike Goldberg. We genuinely don't even fucking.
We don't remember.
Lines and he's been gone for 3 weeks.
Look, here's the thing. You remember when he got fired, or that guy going? All these people were like, "Oh yeah, I'm never watching UFC again." Those fuckers are watching. Remember when what's his name? The cut man, Stitch. Right. Remember Stitch got let go or banned or whatever by the UFC, or whatever the fuck it was that was there. And everyone was like, "Oh, we're gonna boycott this shit. We're gonna boycott this shit." No one boycotted dick, all right? No one give a fuck. They watched the shit out of that.
Shout out to Keith Edwards. What up, man? Thank you for showing us some love and whatnot. Oh shit! Like it's always awkward when we have the audio and whatnot.
Oh, here it is. Hold up, I found the video. Hang on, I'm gonna play. See if you can hear it. Hang on a second. Okay. Here it comes. Here it comes. Ready? Here it comes.
It's all over. Just like that.
That just like that shit.
Oh boy.
Like he legit did a corny ass video. Someone taped him going, just like that.
He's gonna be one of those guys that's like charging people. He's gonna be like Bruce Buffer. You know when Bruce Buffer does like, I'll do a video audio zone if you pay me $50.
Oh
like,
no, I think it's more than that, isn't it? Is it like $100?
Yeah, but he's still in the UFC. Mike Goldberg isn't. He's in Bellator. He's gonna charge like $15. Like, oh, let's play the game now. He's gonna be like 20 quid, 10 quid.
You know why they probably timed his ass. They probably did a rehearsal for Mike Goldberg for the Bellator NYC card, and he only went like 30 minutes before he fucked up and said UFC somewhere. You know what I mean? And then they were like, no, you know what? You're gonna get half, and Ronell's gonna get the other half. You can't stop saying UFC. Fuck, cut the shit. Like, I don't know. I'm not. I wasn't that excited about him going to Bellator either. I'm happy that he got hired somewhere. It's great.
Oh, it's cool.
But as far as like, okay, well, he's gonna fuck up in Bellator now. It's whatever. Not a big deal.
Exactly. He just fucks up everywhere he goes. He's only been in the sport 20 years. It's fine.
Yeah. He should only know better by now.
You know what? Right? Like this is the thing. Like at least the one thing that I can give to Todd Grisham is like at least he came from like he came from a striking sport. Do you know what I mean? So right, like when he's doing that, at least he can get the striking right. Like fucking up names, you know, we've all done it. When Joanna first came on the scene, everybody said her name wrong. Even people who were supposed to know how to say her name couldn't say her name. So like, you know, we give her a bit of leeway. But I hope in time we get to see him do well, because you know at the end of the day he's a good guy and he he's a fan of the sport. So
that's the thing about him is he's a really good dude. So I don't hate on him whatsoever. Is he a fucking dork? Yeah, absolutely, he's a dork, but he's not a bad person. So that's why I can't hate on him whatsoever.
I just want Keith Edwards, get Ash on the MMA Advocates. What up, dog?
Yeah,
what it is.
We'll bring him on a keyboard warriors at some point for sure.
Mm-hmm. What was I going to say to you then? Just then, right? Speaking of, you know, the Chicas fighting this weekend, you know, this is a special section that we like to call on the heel hook. Rolling with Eddie.
What's good?
Eddie enjoys rolling with the Chicas. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown.
I don't discriminate, sir. I don't discriminate.
You could have red hair, blonde hair. I don't give a fuck. As long as you're willing to roll with Eddie. How did you score and how did you see the Alexa Grasso fight? Grasso. You got me fucking up now, bro.
I'm telling you, that chick's like fine. Grasso's so fine. You can't even get your words right, dude. I do it all the time. Believe me. No, but
she was so spooked out she couldn't even make weight, motherfucker. So get the fuck out of there.
You hear the reason? It was really gross. The reason's really, really like sad and gross, and she put it on her own Instagram. So don't everyone said it. Oh, we put her business out. She said it on her Instagram. Apparently, she has a urinary tract infection, and her doctor told her to stop cutting weight and start the antibiotics. So she missed weight by 3 pounds.
4 pounds.
4 pounds. Sorry, 4 pounds.
Right.
So,
can I just say one thing about that?
What up? What?
That's such a bitch ass move, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, come on, like that's such a cheap fucking excuse.
I mean, look, I don't pretend to know a lot about women's health issues, so I'm not gonna say that it's an excuse.
That's not just don't throw the female card out there. That's a man thing too. Man can get fucking like urinary infections as well. When was the last time you had a male? When was the last time you had a male like not got weight because he had a urinary infection? Now wait.
I don't think they've ever released that information, bro. If you're no time out. If you're a guy and you had a UTI, would you tell anybody? Fuck no.
Yeah, you can get a UTI from many things. It doesn't mean that it's just from aggressive.
Yeah, but if you're an out, yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
We hit the brakes hard right there. No, but
yeah, this is what happens when Jack Daniels and cider are involved. So.
I wish I was drunk right now too. This get even weirder. But I just think if you're an alpha male fighter, you know, like you're a fighter. You get most fighters have an alpha male type of fucking personality. You're not gonna be like, yeah, I had a UTI, bro, so I couldn't go away.
Right, I'm saying this: if your dick hurts, would you be like, shit, my dick hurts? And you don't think every guy would be like, well, if my dick hurts, I wouldn't want to do it either.
No, I think every guy would say that you just did. Like, I want a bitch ass reason.
So, if you turn around and say to any guy, "Oh, I got kicked in the balls. I'm feeling a bit sick recently these past few days." Every guy's like, "Shit, man, like fair dues, man, like you chill."
Yeah, but that's different than my dick hurts. Like, yeah, you got nut shot. Oh shit, that's fucked up. But you know, it's like your dick hurts. You're like, dude, what were you doing before the fight?
Yeah, but
what is wrong with you?
That it's not like if you know that it's not actually from like if you know that you ain't got like a dirty dick, then. Shit, man! Like, if it's just a UTI, that's not a fucking dirty dick thing. That could be loads of different things.
I don't know. Look, moving off that shit. This just got gross.
Bro, chill out, man. Like,
I'm chill.
I can't get on butthurt over talking about it.
I'm not. I'm just weirded out. I'm like, all right, you know what? Whatever, man. To you. No, but I thought she won the first round and lost the second round. And it was whoever won the third round was going to win the fight, right? I thought Grasso took it. I thought it was super close, though. I mean, split decision to me was right. I thought it was super close. You thought it was good? You should go the other way?
No. I'm not saying right. I'm saying this. I wouldn't have been mad if they'd have gave it either way. Right. That's how I perceived it. And if you remember when we were talking in the last podcast when we was breaking it down, we actually both said that we thought it was going to be a split decision because obviously we thought that. Grasso was going to struggle with the scrapping, the scrambles, and the pressure. So it was always going to be a difficult thing. So I thought it was just exactly how we thought it was going to be. The thing is, though, is I could see it going either way. But shout out to Ryan Thomas because he actually posted the judges, and all three of them were American. So there was no bias Mexican shit. So, whether the crowd swayed, that's a different subject altogether. But there was no controversy with them having Mexican judges or anything like that.
No, right, and of course that was a lot of the talk. What?
Oh yeah, that sound of a new bottle being broken open. Oh.
This guy's getting crazy. He don't have to work tomorrow. That's why he's doing this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Know that. He don't do this on work nights. That'd be fucked up. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Anyway, but. The point is this: I thought she, the right person won the fight. I wouldn't have been upset if Rana Marcos won it. I just, dude, that was weird to see Grasso have like trouble with the pressure though, and you knew that was gonna happen. Like you said, we talked about it. Rana Marcos is gonna come forward and try to make it a brawl, and Alexa Grasso has a history of going, okay, you want to brawl? We can brawl. We're gonna brawl, and and using technique in it. I thought she did very well. That was a great fight. I honestly enjoyed that fight. I was kind of on edge when they read the decision. I was like, shit. And they said Alexa Grasso. I was like, yes. And of course, everyone on Twitter was like, oh, it's because she's in Mexico. It's like Brazil. No, it's not at all like Brazil. As far as like the judging and shit like that goes. Well, they have a history.
The thing is, though, is I was looking at the rankings. Apparently, she's in 13th now.
Alexa Grasso.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. When you look at that division, there's a part of me that doesn't think that she should be in the top 15 yet.
What was she at before?
She was unranked.
Yeah, right. But like those like overall rankings.
Yeah, I don't know what she was prior to that, but she was unranked. And all I'm saying is
What was Random Marcos?
Hold on, let me just pull it up. I'm gonna find it up real
Okay.
quick.
Because I feel like Random Marcos was ranked. I'm pretty sure she was ranked.
I saw it earlier, and I can't. I'll try and find it. But the point being is, she is, yeah, she is ranked. Grasso isn't ranked. Grasso wasn't ranked, should I say? Now she is, but I forgot the name of the chick she fought.
Random Marcos.
Marcos, yeah, she's dropped down too, but she's still in the rankings.
Well, she's under Alexa Grasso.
Well, that should happen.
Right. No, that she should have. But I want to say she was like, I don't think she was top 10. Maybe she was top 10. I don't know.
I think she was like 11th, and she's like 13th or something now.
She's 14th.
So
Grasso's 13th.
11th, and she's gone down to 14th.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that makes sense, right? As far as the rankings go, yes. I mean, if you're talking about as far as like the ability to beat girls in the top 15, well, let's just go up a few, not all the way, because the top 5s are like killers, right? Outside of like Tisha Torres, honestly. But if you do Alexa Grasso, Courtney Casey, I'm taking Grasso.
Okay.
Grasso Calderwood, I like Grasso. Like Grasso Page.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I don't think that she. Right. I put it this way. Grasso isn't as good as Calvillo. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think
Calvillo's did very well, and in my opinion, I thought that was a lot closer. Was that fight between Calvillo and Calderwood than a lot of people thought?
Okay.
I think what people were taking more into consideration was the fact that when Calvillo got the opportunities, she was very close to finishing, but she didn't finish them. But that was the key thing. She was very close, but she never did. So people took that into a lot more consideration because it was so close when she nearly got finishes. Anyway, the point being is we know how that Grasso Calvillo ends. We also know how Calderwood and Calvillo ends, and that was close. I don't like a championship against JoJo. I'll just be truthful.
And again, we're talking MMA math, and that never adds up.
Of course, that's all we have. That's all we have.
That's the process I was gonna say. That's all we have to work with. So it's like nothing we can do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. As far as belonging in the top 15, I thought for sure Grasso was gonna be like number 15. To be honest with you, I was like, with this fight, she's gonna sneak into the rankings. I thought she's gonna make a big jump. I think she made. I've said my big jump here to go to 13.
Considering there's people like Angela Hill aren't even ranked.
Angela Hill.
She won her last fight.
Yeah,
you know
she
what
won
I'm
her last fight, but every time she gets a big fight, she kind of crumbles.
Oh yeah, no, but she won her last fight, so it's like
the fight before that, where she lost, was fire though.
That's what I'm saying. That was against somebody who went on to fight for the title after that fight.
Right. No, good point. Good point.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's like the worst thing in the world, isn't it? You're Angela. Yeah. You've done really well in Invicta. They turn around like, yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna throw you in. You're gonna have a good fight. We're gonna put you up there. You're gonna fight against the person who's arguably the number one contender. Because I put it to you like this: if Angela Hill wouldn't have won that fight, Angela Hill would not have got a title shot. Andrade wins, he gets a title shot. Do you think that's crazy though? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh man, like, we can get into like a crazy podcast on that shit. Because then a lot of people, for example. Not even example. This is like what they're saying. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Tyron Wood is annoying," and all this stuff because he brings up the race card. A lot of people believe him on the race card thing. A lot of people think that Angela Hill might be a victim of the same thing. Had she won that fight and she doesn't get a title shot, she might have fallen victim of the same thing. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's a thing. I'm saying the perception is enough. Is there enough to make for the argument to be made, whether or not it has any weight?
I'll say this. I love Angela Hill. She's one of my favorite people. She's been on the show.
I like watching her fight.
I think she's one of the most hilarious people on Twitter as far as
dude. First of all, Angela, if you don't follow Angela Hill on Twitter, you need to. She's a savage when it comes to some of this shit.
Don't go and fire. If you don't go and like follow her, then just like delete your Twitter. I'm just saying.
Delete your account, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Just delete your account. 100% though, I don't think that it's down to the race thing because I'll say this. She's so easily marketable. She's so
okay. Let me stop you there, though. Let me stop you there.
Like social media wise, like if you look
for sure
who's good on social media, they'll push you to a degree.
Right. Now, isn't it weird to you that we use that they're very marketable phrase for Hill, Woodley, Demetrius Johnson?
Yeah, but Tyron Woodley isn't marketable.
DC.
Tyron Woodley isn't marketable, and DC is not marketable.
I think they're both marketable to the right audience, though. Come on now.
Nope.
You don't think so? Wow.
Right, Tyron Woodley is not marketable for one reason.
Okay.
One, is very antagonistic, but he's not antagonistic in the sense of like he doesn't make you want to see him get punched in the face like Bisping does. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I love Michael Bisping, but I understand why people want to see him get punched in the face.
Okay.
Right? But he's not witty enough like a Conor so that you kind of go, whoa, that was a slick line, bro. That was really cool. You know, but I'm just saying, though, like, it is what it is. Whether you like him or not, I don't care. The point being is, though, is you can put that on a T-shirt. That's all that matters. If you get certain people, no matter who it is, whatever sport, if you can get people to say your slogan, look at The Rock. We spoke about this on a few podcasts ago. But if The Rock went to be the president and he went to run for
he'd win.
If it candidacy, well, how do you pronounce it? Is that the right word?
The candidacy, yeah. For president.
So if you went to run for that, he could put, boots to asses, vote for The Rock. Do you know what I mean? Like, all like,
good point.
He'd put that on a T-shirt, and I bet you every motherfucker would wear that. And it's just because it's The Rock, and it's can you smell what the president's cooking? You buy the shirt. Do you know what I mean? To support him because he's he's got the. Cool.
I get what you're saying. No, now I get where you're coming from. Okay, that makes in that case that makes sense.
So Conor, Bisping, they're at different spectrums. You either want to see him get beat, you want to, you think the cool, whatever you want to put it as. Tyron Woodley's in that in between. Is kind of that like annoyance. Like, and I don't personally mind him. For me, I've said it before. If I'm him, I do that every fight. And I know everybody's going to hate me for saying this, but I do that every fight. I'm going to make it boring. I'm going to edge it. I'm going to win it, because then it comes to the point when you're beating everybody that you're tuning in to see this guy get beat. Because he's like, I'm just keep the title. Fuck all y'all. I'm here to get paid. This is about me. I don't care about any of you. And then you become the Mayweather of that sport. You
become almost the Ronda Rousey of the dudes division. A lot of people will tune in.
I don't think Ronda Rousey, because Ronda Rousey finished.
Ronda Rousey after? Okay, never mind. I take it back. You're right.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey finished fights. So.
Yeah. Okay. You become a Mayweather of it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why wouldn't you?
That's a long time from now, though. I feel like it'd be like 3 more fights or something like that.
3 fights, 1 year.
And I think most people are marketable if you go to the right audience. But like as a whole, like the example you gave of can you throw that on a T-shirt makes total sense to me now. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
And the thing is with Tyron Woodley as well, and this is the key thing. This is why I think Demetrius is not treated fairly. Gamers will spend money on anything.
Hot pockets, all of it.
They'll put it on headphones. They'll put it on green screens. They'll put it on special edition games. They'll buy anything as long as they feel they want it. And if they can relate to somebody, and that's one of the key things a lot of people are successful with. If you relate to a certain person for whatever reason, you will buy everything they sell because they are the better version in the sense of you. That you aspire to be that person. If you're the working man's champion, you're going to ride with Conor. And I'm using him a lot, I know, but I don't give a fuck. The point being is, though, is if you're from here and, you've been on the dole, you've worked a shitty job, and then next thing you're fighting for 100 million against Floyd, that's the dream. You live vicariously through that said person. And for me, I go, right, so Demetrius Johnson, I can get with Demetrius Johnson because he's a gamer. I can get with Angela Hill because she's a bit of a geek. She's very funny, very witty. She's into her comics, animes, all that kind of stuff. Cosplay. Fucking push that bitch to the fucking high hills. Like, she's one of the baddest bitches in the fucking world. So, like, let's go with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's push that to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
DC. Who the fuck are you going to push him to? Dad Body Anonymous? What the fuck are we doing right now?
The parents.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm joking.
No, but some people will say that. Some people will say, like, we want the next generation of MMA fighters to be, humble and respectful. And it's like, well, yeah, he was respectful until John Jones came back. And then he started talking about sandblasting hookers and dick pills. So.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? And John Jones is marketable because he doesn't give a fuck.
And because we've all fucked up. We've all fucked up. That's why he's relatable and that's why he's marketable. What do we do with Tyron Woodley? A guy who just doesn't really do too much. Like, we already saw as soon as he said, I'm going to leak shit, everyone's like, oh, dude, I wonder if he's going to release Dana White's dick pic. You know what I mean? But the point being is, though,
please don't release that ever, Tyron. Please, no one wants to see that shit.
Oh dear. I was going to say something really foul, but I'll leave that out. But I was going to say something really foul, but I'll leave that out.
All right.
But the thing is, though, is if he'd have done some shit like that, we'd have been like, oh, he's fucking, he's dissed the fucking UFC. We'd have been loving Tyron Woodley. But what do we see?
Oh, yeah.
Today, the same thing that we saw with Cowboy Cerrone after the fucking MMA fucking association came out. Oh, I've had a phone call with Cowboy. We're all good. Come on.
Yeah, dude. Do you think that Tyron had anything to begin with?
I'll say this, and this is me being 100. I think Tyron Woodley had shit on Dana. But you know what I do know? Dana White had a lot more shit on Tyron Woodley. 100%.
You know, it's funny because he comes out and goes, I got some shit to leak about Dana White. And then Colby Covington gets on Twitter, like, I got some shit to leak on fucking Tyron Woodley. And then it trickled down. Somebody said they had shit on Covington and so on and so forth. So it got pretty funny. It's stupid, but funny.
Oh, 100% it's stupid. But that's what I personally feel. I feel as if, like, I don't know. I just think that that's how it ran. But there's a lot of people that are marketable. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are marketable. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
And there's like Woodley, Wonder Boy, you could market. There's loads of people you could. I just think that the race card, and this sounds really, really harsh, and I think you have to be very careful with how you say it. But for me, this is how I personally, like, with not being a minority, I think it's very easy for me to say this.
Right.
So, I'm just going to say how I feel. I just personally think that the problem is when you throw that card out there, you take away from every successful person who is a minority, because they go, what is your excuse?
Yeah.
Like, it's easy, and I'm not saying that it's not justified, but it's easy to throw out an excuse than take accountability for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, and I don't know. I never understood why he threw the race card out for all the stuff that he said that he did or said, or all the reasons. Well, for what he said. He said UFC doesn't promote him right, they don't treat him right, and he threw the race card out for it. I still don't understand really what his reasons were for it, but it's almost maybe like an instinct, don't you think, to like throw that out if you're a minority.
Liam Hughes says DC is easily marketable, Woodley less so, but could be worked with both. I think Ash is looking at a narrow definition of marketable. And I understand that. I don't, I think it's because I look at the big picture. And I'm not saying that, they couldn't be marketable to a small minority of people. But the thing is, though, is the UFC isn't looking for a small avenue. They want their champions to be crossovers. Like, that's what they're after. Like, that's not me. Whenever I say these things, as far as like what I think that I think should happen, stuff like that, or like how I see things, I'm not trying to look at it from the perspective of like what I'd love to see, because I'd love to see people like Damian Maia being promoted to high heels. I'd love Demetrius Johnson to be promoted to high heels. There's a lot of fighters who aren't, per se mainstream marketable, that I'd love to see get a push, and I'd love them to be a star in the UFC. My thing is I tweeted the other day, like, if I was Dana White and I was in the position that he is in as a businessman, he's not a fan. Like, he's not like everybody else. He's not trying to do what's right. He's trying to see, needle movers. That's what he's after. He doesn't give a fuck about anything else, because at the end of the day, when his bosses come to him and go, how come this didn't, reach this target? We have targets. Why didn't you reach that? We need you to reach targets.
And he's got to explain why. So
Dana White has a fucking explanation to it. He doesn't fucking owe any of us shit, because we're not paying his bills. The people who are paying his bills are legit the people who are above him. You know, we had money to it, fair play, but he wants the casual fans because that's where the real money comes from.
Of course. No, of course. You and I are going to watch every card anyway. They know it. You know what I mean? They know that shit. They don't give a fuck about our money because they already have it. They want everybody else's money. They want the NFL money.
Exactly.
It's going to be kind of crazy. So, yeah, no, I get what you're saying, man. This is a super complicated fucking subject to tackle in like a little bit of time. So I want to actually get to the other fight that depressed the fuck out of me. And I missed it when it happened live. I rewatched it, and I should have cried twice. But Rashad Evans, boy, come on, man. Like, fuck. If you ever see, we constantly see fighters that we use didn't or can't pull the trigger, right, as a description for them. Rashad Evans against Sam Alvey just could not pull the trigger or wouldn't or something. It was not a good fight, dude. That was bad.
Are you disappointed more by Sam Alvey, though? I thought he would...
I thought Sam Alvey, dude, this is a golden opportunity for Sam Alvey. Golden ticket, a massive name. As much as he hasn't been that great or even active in the last few years, big name. It counts. And he did not come forward. I think he was afraid of getting knocked out too, though. I mean, he didn't want to be like Rashad Evans' comeback tour, like starter, right? But yeah, he didn't do much either. I was disappointed in the fight overall. And then this motherfucker goes, I want Vitor next. No. And Vitor's like, yes, give me that easy fight. You know why? Because Vitor's going to sprint and fucking blitz his ass and take him out. Or he's tried to.
I did love what Vitor said as well, though.
The smiling?
You see history to be knocked out with a smile on his face.
Oh, man, that shit was hilarious. No, but I hope they don't make that fight, by the way. I don't want to see that shit.
That's going to happen 100%. No doubt.
Motherfucker, I don't want to see that shit at all. You know what? We make it fun. Make it in a Brazil card in the middle of the night so I don't have to watch it. I don't want to see that shit. God damn it.
I don't know, man. Lastly as well, just to kind of get into one more like important subject, I wanted to...
Wait, hold that thought real quick. Rashad Evans, is he done?
I thought he already was.
This guy
was before, and like I just, there's certain points where you just kind of go, let's just stop. Like,
right, like he's
our place, but
no, he's like on that. He's in danger of having the sport be done with him, if not already there.
You know where he's going though?
Bellator.
He's getting that Bellator money.
He's gonna go fight Chael Sonnen, so Chael Sonnen can go own everything. It don't even matter.
Christ. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's be honest. You know what, right? This is the disappointment. If you're a UFC fan, every time that you say this guy shouldn't stop fighting, that they're going to end up getting fucked up and they're going to end up being sent to Bellator. Just know that's what's going to happen for this next 6 to 9 months before Bellator realizes, or they don't, if they don't start using these old guys to get put under by their new guys, it's a done deal. Bellator never even get remotely any closer than it already is, which isn't that near to the UFC, contrary to what I believe.
I have to believe before we could end this right now in a second so we can move to your next point or the way you want to talk about. But I believe that Bellator has a plan, or Scott Coker has a plan for all these guys. But right now, they're getting a bunch of rentals, guys that have a fight or two left in relevancy, maybe a fight left in their bodies. But as far as relevancy goes, I mean, Chael Sonnen lost to Tito Ortiz. No one give a shit anymore. And Chael Sonnen had to talk his way to fight with Vanderlei, right? Chael Sonnen beat Vanderlei, and still nobody gives a shit that he won. And I still don't care to see him fight. But they're gonna give him who are they gonna give him? Either Tito rematch or Fedor, like he wants to see. And
Fedor's the only one, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but come on, man. Do you want to see that shit? Because I don't.
Hey, dude. I don't want to see Fedor fight again. I don't want to see Chael Sonnen fight again. I don't want to see Samrat fight again.
Exactly.
See again. Like, I'm pretty much naming you the roster of Bellator, right?
Yeah. But that's my point. They're getting a bunch of rentals, and when these guys are done, and they haven't used, like you said, any of those guys to bring their new guys up and have those new guys have a win over a name and give them a little bit of fame and everything. Oh shit!
I can't deny it.
Yeah, that's my Tupac right there. That's my alarm for getting ready for jiu-jitsu. But it's fucking ridiculous that they do that. But that at the same time, that being said, as far as right now, the MMA world's just starting to see some money come into some fighters, and I mean some real money. It's nice to see Bellator giving these guys at least a little bit of income on the way out, you know. But as soon as we get to the point where everyone's making good money, cut that shit out, please.
But I know this sounds stupid, and this is us kind of being respectful to the old heads, but do they really deserve it? Like,
it's not necessarily their fault that they came in at the wrong time. Just like John Jones said about DC, you came in the wrong era, bro. Those guys came in the wrong era.
Why do we have to compensate? Let's straight here, like,
right. No. If we're talking that way, you're right. They really, Yeah. That being said, because we care about these motherfuckers, like you want them to get something.
Because I put it like this: does anybody care that Don Fry's broke?
No one talks about it. I'll tell you that much.
You know, like prior to him trying to mac on Misha Tate the other fucking week, like.
I don't blame him, dude. Get that. Look, Brian Caraway couldn't beat Don Fry today. I don't know for sure. So,
Don Fry with the strong tash game, bro.
Just fuck him up and then take his chick home and put a bunch of Don Fry babies in Misha. Yeah. Anyway, what are you gonna say? Let's move on to the next thing.
The only thing that I wanted to bring up, because you actually hit me in the DMs when this all occurred. Shout out to MMA Today News, because they were the ones who apparently broke the story.
My boy Big Tony.
Yeah. You actually hit me up on this, and you was like giving me all this, and I was just like,
hell yeah, I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, you finally get to see the two girls that you like the most in the MMA world, and they're gonna reportedly battle it out.
And you know what's the worst thing? This isn't even when Eddie says this isn't a rolling with Eddie kind of vibe. This is two chicks that like I legit just love watching them fight. So this isn't me being creepy Eddie. But Rose Namajunas has apparently been approached and scheduled to fight Madison Square Garden is it November 4th, the card?
Yeah, I think it's November for sure. I'm pretty sure.
Against JJ, sure. Joanna Violence, Joanna Champ, Joanna.
Now, real quick, let's preface this with it hasn't been declared official, as in the UFC hasn't put this out there.
She's been approached.
Yeah. She's been approached, and they're in talks. And I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, they said it was official." No, I don't believe anyone said it was official. No, I'm pretty sure they said it's in the works. It's basically the phrase everyone's using it. But hold up. Never mind. I'll tell you this after the show, because it's kind of some fourth wall shit. That's a little too fourth wall.
Hit me in the DMs.
I will. It's kind of long. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
that's allegedly being approached for UFC New York in Madison.
Yeah. Now, the fight itself. I mean, you have a dominant striker against a good striker.
Yeah, good footwork, not very heavy-handed.
With good jiu-jitsu, good ground game. Here's the problem. Getting Joanna to the ground and keeping her there is fucking hard to do. It's hard to do.
The weird thing is that we're going to the MMA math again, but Carolina fought against Rose, and she butchered her in the stand-up.
Right. No, and the whole thing I don't know if we talked about this fight, but I remember talking about that fight with a bunch of people, and it was like, Rose does not want to keep it on standing here. They're like, why? I'm like, because KK is a bad chick on the feet. She's bad, right? She's a cute chick too, but she's bad on the feet.
Rolling with Eddie Part 2, bro.
Hey, look, man, I don't discriminate. I like my Polish girls too. Anyway, but Rose needed a fight to get to the ground. You know what I mean? And it was a stand-up war. Mind you, all credit to her for standing with her, but you can't stand with Joanna. You can't do that.
You'd have thought the same principles would have stood against Michelle Watterson, but Rose caught her in the striking exchanges and then managed to finish the fight. Yeah,
but Michelle Watterson's not JJ.
No, but she's a striker. That's my main point. That she's her bread and butter is striking.
Bro, there's levels to this shit. Come on,
I agree. I'm not saying
Right.
You just said to me pen and paper. Let's tick the boxes and who's got what. Michelle Watson, if we're talking about the stand-up, she gets the tick, and Rose Namajunas doesn't get a tick.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes sense. But okay, let's move to this fight then. What do you think?
Oh, fuck you. That's what I think.
Think about it.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
First of all, you're gonna have to make a pick. You're gonna have to.
God, that makes me ill as fuck.
I got a pick in this one, but I'll let you go
right,
first.
I'm gonna say this. I'm going to say Joanna because I think she's the best in the world. I think she's the best female fighter in the world, and a case could be made that she's the best MMA fighter in the world as far as in the UFC. And I know people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But bro, like, she's beating chicks up. She's defending. It's just a shame that she's not fighting in a 125 division where I think she'd have a little bit more power and she'd probably get a few more finishes. That's the only problem. When you're fighting at 115, the power isn't quite there.
Right. Yeah. So you're taking Joanna on that one. Okay,
I've got to, because I just think it's like the John Jones DC thing all over again.
Right.
How can I not? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some choices that you whether you like them or not. Like, I'll put it this way. I'll say this though: if Rose won, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll throw that out there. I would legit. I will not be surprised if Rose wins this fight. Not in the slightest, because I think she's the most. As far as MMA is concerned, I think she's better than Joanna. As far as MMA is concerned.
Okay.
She's overall, she's better than Joanna. But what Joanna does, she's the best at. She doesn't get taken down. If she does, she gets straight back up. She doesn't give up bad positions. She barely ever gets caught in clinches. She's got great defense in the clinch and can always maneuver out. And she's very consistent with the striking. Great footwork, great striking.
Here's the thing.
That's the problem.
I think at some point all champions have to get a Gustafson, like a John Jones Gustafson fight. They get a Ian McCall or a Tim Elliott. They get a who you say it? They get a Nate Diaz to Connor. They get you get what I'm saying. They get that. They get a JDS to Kane. I think Doug Rose is that for Joanna.
Yeah.
I think we're about to see what most people think won't be a close fight. I think we're about to see a barn burner of a fight where at the end of the fight, the champion is questioning, did I win that shit? You know what I mean?
I agree.
I think that's what makes me super excited about this fight. It's not necessarily that I like there's two girls that I like watching fight because I'm a big fan of both girls.
Yeah.
I mean, when Doug Rose fucking pulled that flying armbar in Invicta, I nearly lost. I fucking fell off my couch, just going, "Oh my fucking god!" She actually did that shit. Holy, you know what I mean? I was fucking pumped. I've been a Doug Rose fan before that, but that solidified me as like a Doug Rose fan.
And so it's
then Joanna
trying to go for the flying armbar. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Flying armbars, go for it. Except for the fact, look, I tell you what, if I tried it at heavyweight, I'd probably fall on my ass. Like, it would fucking suck. Anyway, but that being said, I'm not above trying it. Yeah. Anyway, I think Doug Rose is that for Joanna. I think we're about to see one of the craziest fights we've ever seen. No, the craziest fight we've ever seen at 115. The craziest one.
I think I will argue this will be the best female fight we've ever seen in the UFC.
And it's very possible. It's very fucking possible. Like, that's why you got to throw this in Madison Square Garden. Because all the ingredients are there. All the ingredients are there. Everything's there. You literally just go, put them in the cage and just, okay, go. That's literally all you got to do with them. So I think we're going to see some crazy shit in 5 rounds of Joanna's going to knock down Rose. Rose is going to get her to the ground and put her in some dangerous shit and not submit her, not be able to finish the submission. I think we're going to see some back and forth crazy shit. And it's maybe one of those, like the 5th round. Like, Joanna's going to pull that fucking, the equivalent of John Jones spinning elbow to Gustafson's head, or the equivalent of, you get what I'm saying. So It's going to be some iconic signature moment. And I'm going WWE now because everyone's like, oh, you fucking WrestleMania moment bullshit. But it's real, right? There's going to be a moment where one of them is going to edge it out. And we're going to recognize that as the exact frame of 5 seconds or whatever it is going to be where they won that fight. John Jones won that fight at the elbow. So I think we're gonna get that, and I hope we get that.
Last question to ask about this fight, because obviously we're going to go into mass detail more if this fight occurs.
Right.
Do you think that based on what we've heard prior of Rose's kind of mental state, she seems very easily wound up. She, you know, people can kind of provoke her very easily.
Right.
With these two fighters already having a degree of beef, you know, they've got a little bit of kind of underlying disdain for each other. Do you think that Joanna will be able to manipulate and provoke Rose that she's the same way she's been able to do with fights prior?
Yeah. Now, Rose, and she's done, showing us on all the countdown videos and all the shit that she does. She's calmed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like she recognized that was a problem coming in emotional fights. She made mistakes. She made mistakes and gets taken down repeatedly by Carlos Barza. The Tisha Torres. She was like 60. It's looks wise. Sorry, I apologize. Anyway, it's. I think she's like worked on that, but I think it's always gonna be there. You know what I mean? So Joanna is going to try and get that out, and she damn sure should. She damn sure should try to get that out, because that's how you get Thug Rose to join you in a brawl. That's how you get Thug Rose to go, all right, bitch, I'm gonna fucking knock you out. Now, knowing goddamn well she can't, or she doesn't really have the power to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, of course Joanna's gonna try and do it. Will it work? I think that's gonna be a lot of that training camp. It's gonna be whoever she's sparring in there, calling her a bitch and calling her stupid and calling her a bunch of shit. Basically, every word that Thug Rose has ever heard that pisses her off, she's gonna hear in that training camp for weeks. Will it work? I don't know. I think it's the difference between your sparring partner, who's more than likely your friend, calling you names and shit and saying a bunch of awful shit. Just like when people try to prepare for Nick and Nate Diaz, You know what I mean? Carlos kind of talked about it. Carlos kind of said all his sparring partners went in there talking shit to him and everything. But in the fight, Nick Diaz goes, "Oh, we're throwing spinning shit now?" And Carlos kind of was taking it back for a second, going, yeah, we're throwing spinning shit."
You get like Angela Hill to come through and just talk mad shit to you during the fight.
Exactly. Right. But it's not the same. It's still not going to be the same as the person in there. So it's going to be super interesting if she can mentally put herself in a spot where she's even keeled, you know what I mean? And during the fight, she can focus on the game plan, because that's how you get someone out of their game plan. That's how Nate Diaz got, Connor out of his game plan. Besides the fact that he couldn't knock him out in the first fight. That's how, that's the reason why McGregor, like Kavanaugh was in the corner in the second fight, yelling out, stick to the game plan, Connor, stick to the game plan. And Nate Diaz flips him off and goes, fuck you and your game plan. It's like, you can't prepare for that. It's very difficult to prepare for that. You can try your best, but it's really hard to duplicate it. Not to mention, the opponent you're fighting for a title is going to be in your fucking face saying that shit. That's different. So I think it'll be a factor personally. But I think she'll be able to use that energy to make it a ridiculous fight. That being said, I'm rooting like a motherfucker for Thug Rose. You have no idea. I'm rooting for Thug Rose.
And you know what I mean? It's like I wanted to, because I just the overall better fighter, but then I'm just like, God damn, I love Joanna and how she fights, and she's so exciting and explosive, and I don't know, but it's. I hope that fight happens, because that's one of those kind of dream fights that I hope does happen. So
exactly. I kind of hope it does go down, but again, it's damn. I'm really rooting for Rose. I like Joanna, but I'm a bigger Rose fan than I am a Joanna fan. So I'm really hoping she wins it. I don't think it'll be a finish. I think it'll be a war. And if for Thug Rose to finish it, for Thug Rose to win this fight by decision, she has to not get knocked down. One. And two,
a shitload as well.
Yeah. So I think she has to avoid, having Joanna look dominant. And she's gonna have to use her footwork to get out of shitty spots. She almost might be better off, like, resetting or running. You know what I mean?
Do you play Joanna striking then? I know. This is a. Do you play the Machida kind of Connor role?
If you're Rose.
Yeah, if you're Rose, instead of, we saw like a lot of with certain fighters, they always try to like pressure Joanna, and Joanna just seems to pick them off. She sticks and moves. Let Joanna come to you, and then even if she's coming forward, you can always count. You can always time the takedowns.
I would say that's the move, is to not pressure her and get her and do the in and out, in flurry out. You know why? Because you do not want to clinch with a Muay Thai fighter. You do not want to clinch with a Thai champion. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to clinch with Joanna if I'm Rose.
Joanna would fuck both of our asses.
We'd be murdered. We wouldn't have a chance, okay? And I'm like a foot taller than her probably. But regardless, like, not really, I'm like a few inches taller. But still, like, if you're Thug Rose, you want to get in there and get the fuck out and move. Get in there, score, get out. Get in there, score, get out. If the fight gets to the ground, awesome. Fucking balls out. But I don't think you want to pressure Joanna and J-Check if you're Thug Rose. I think it's a mistake a lot of girls have made.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, you're gonna be in tears the whole time. I guarantee you that shit.
You, man. You.
No,
you are a Rose. Why can't you just get along?
Why can't we have co-champions? God damn it! No.
Yeah. Anyway, tag team champion is the best in the world. Yeah. With that thing said, we're there's no more pay-per-views until September.
Oh man, dude, real quick. I'm looking forward to no UFC for like a month.
You're not.
Like, it's gonna be a nice fucking break.
Talking about for the next 3 weeks.
I will find something. I don't give a fuck.
No, I know what we're gonna. I know what everybody's gonna be talking about for the next 3 weeks. And
I know we do, and I know it's everybody. We're gonna find other shit to talk about other than that fucking fight. By the way, can you imagine if one of them gets injured and has to pull?
Don't. No. Why did you just say that out loud?
Oh, relax. Everyone's been saying it. Look, it rarely happens in boxing. But
yeah, no, because you don't. Yeah, come on.
No, you talk about it. Get the fuck out. Anyway, if that happens, I'm gonna laugh at everyone that fucking was like looking forward to the fight and bought tickets and all that shit.
All I'm saying is this. We will be doing a video as well, though, to be breaking down that fight. We're going to do an in-depth one. It's not going to be a live one. We're going to do like a proper little video for your asses so you can see like a little bit more of an in-depth one. So
yeah, you can send it to your friends and go, look at what these two fucking idiots said. Fuck both of them. That's it.
Yeah, you'll turn around and go, what are these MMA guys talking about? They don't know nothing about boxing. But with that same thing said, there'll be a lot of things to kind of come through with.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So there's that where we're coming up with a couple of videos. We might Twitch. We might. I think we should do like a special video where both of us may or may not be under the influence of.
You're gonna have to get me on a Saturday night. That's what you're gonna have to get.
What time Saturday night on your nights? Oh, god damn! That means that that sucks dick. That means I'm gonna have to be up at like 7 or 8 in the morning.
I'm saying I don't, and first of all, I don't even drink that. I don't even drink very often at all. So I
didn't say you have to drink anything.
Oh, okay. You know what? I might be down for any time really. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Let's go. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be hitting you up with all kinds of stuff. So don't worry about that. Yeah, so thank you all guys for hitting us up in the chat. We always appreciate it. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, make sure that you hit like on this. It means a lot for us.
Hit like, motherfuckers. We need help.
So aggressive.
I'm just asking. I'm being nice and aggressive about it.
Otherwise, Eddie's going to treat you like he would Alexa Grasso.
Dirty as fuck.
Like rolling with Eddie, bro. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to give a shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Bain. Bain is Jiu-Jitsu Athletic Apparel. That's BAIN. Make sure you check out bainstore.com. You can get 10% off when you order any and everything from there if you use the code word, the heel hook. One word. Don't put spaces. Why you got to be that guy? Just one word, bro. Get 10% off your entire order. They do rash guards, spats, hoodies, mugs. Your mum. No, they don't do your mum. I promise they don't do your mum. But the
alcohol. The alcohol's coming in.
Here we go. Now I'm playing. But anyway, also shout out to Receptra. They do CBD oils, topicas, all naturally grown hemp extracted products. 0.01% THC, so it doesn't get you high. They just have great effects that will help with your body, whether it be inflammation. Some people say that it can help with epilepsy, it can help with arthritis, and some people say that it can even help you with cancer. So I'm just saying, if you want to improve your body, guys, make sure you check out Receptra. That's RECEPTRA. You can always find our sponsors in the description. So please make sure you click on those links. ReceptionNaturals.com if you're in the States. ReceptionGlobal.com if you are in Europe. And that includes Britain if you want to be that guy and say we're not part of Europe. But we are. So make sure you go to Reception Naturals or ReceptionGlobals.com. Use the whole word, the heel hook, 10% off all your CBD oil and topica products. Eddie's like, yes, sir.
I'm saying, my back's fucked up and they're helping me out. You find me at Elaw31 on Twitter, Elaw52 on Snapchat. I'm throwing that out in there now. Fuck it. I follow everybody back. So I follow everybody back, dude. You can ask anybody. I always tweet out, hey, if I don't follow you, you follow me, let me know. Because, it's fair, I think, to follow people back. But and I like to shoot the shit with everybody. And real quick before I go, because I know some people were asking me about it. This weekend, yesterday I went to this like restaurant, right? I went out to have dinner with a friend of mine, and we're eating and the table behind her, and it was kind of quiet. There was a table behind her was like a couple, or what I thought was a couple. Turns out, and it was a first date. It was one of those like I'm assuming it was like a Tinder date or something, but it was like a first date, right? Right. And the dude was fucking crashing and burning hard. He was like talking about his high school football career. He said, like American football, obviously, but he says like, you know what? Those scouts fucked me over. I'd have gone. He basically named every big program ever. I would have gone to one of those schools if the scouts hadn't screwed me over. They came to my one bad game of my career, and this chick sitting there going like, holy shit, this is awful. Here's where it was awesome. She gets a phone call, and she goes, oh, hold on, I gotta take this, and picks it up. She goes, what? Oh my God, what? Yes. He goes, what? She goes, oh my God. And she goes, oh man. He hangs up. She goes, I gotta go. That was like her roommate or something like that. She goes, something's wrong with my dog. I gotta go check on my dog. And he goes, and this guy goes like this. He goes, oh man, I had this amazing date set up for the rest of the night. Like okay, I'll take a rain check. I'm sitting back at my table going, like, totally fucking, I was so nosy. I let it go, and I'm like, holy shit. And it's like, this dude's never going to cash that check. There's no way. Don't even bother taking a rain check, bro. Like, and I'm watching this, and she goes, yeah, okay. And she fucking asks for the bill, pays for it. They both get up to say goodbye. She puts her hand out to fucking handshake. He goes for a hug. They bro hugged. It was one of those, like, handshake, arm over. And I was like,
no.
Dude. And she goes, okay, bye. And she walks out, right? This motherfucker sits back down, goes on his phone, and he starts swiping left and right on Tinder, trying to salvage the night. It was hilarious.
Oh.
It was one of the funniest shits. All in the span of about an hour, right? It was fucking hilarious, dude. I was like, wow, this is awful.
This is why we need Rolling with Eddie, so you can give points.
Right? I should have told the guy, hey, quit with your head, dude. Just say thank you for dinner and go home. This is not going to work out at all.
He had the more chance rolling with chicks at Jiu-Jitsu than he did with her.
Oh, yeah. Is these those girls that would be like, oh, yeah, you said that cheesy line, bitch? I'm going to fucking armbar you now, bitch. What the fuck? I'm saying.
Rule.
Anyway, yeah, that's my story for the end. But, yeah, Elaw31 on Twitter, at Crossroads MMA, and, of course, CrossroadsMMA.com for all the shows and original content that we've been putting up and all that, and Elaw52 on Snapchat. So hit me up. I follow back.
What the fuck, man?
They didn't have 31. Someone fucking jacked. It's bullshit.
On that note, guys, you can make sure you follow me on Twitter. That's Ashley Lamprey. That's ASHLEYLAMPREY. You can find all of our social medias in the description. And make sure you follow the Heel Hook 2 on Twitter. That's the Heel Hook Show. And we're also on Instagram. That's the Heel Hook. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud. We're going to get back to the SoundCloud, iTunes hype because we've kind of been neglecting it with the YouTube and whatnot. So we appreciate, obviously, all the support that you guys have given us. From me and Eddie, this has been the Heel Hook. Peace up. A-Town down, you filthy little